So the first thing I'm going to do on our fast food tier list is I need to take out the ones that I've never eaten at before. Oh my, never have been there before. All right. We're going in alphabetical order. I don't want to show any favoritism. I don't want to, reveal anything too quickly. But let's get started. Arby's. Arby's, I hate to say, is going to go C tier. And the only reason that they're getting to C tier is because of their French fries. Those curly fries are damn delicious. But here's the thing. And I'm going to get to it later, but I don't necessarily want deli meat from like a fast food restaurant. And that's what Arby's is. I know they have other stuff too, and there is some delicious stuff from Arby's, but it's mostly their French fries, putting them in C tier. If it hadn't been for their French fries, we might honestly be looking at D tier. We're going in ABC order, but Jimmy John's is next, apparently. That might be my fault. I might have shuffled this up. So I was just talking about deli meat and fast food, and we have Subway on the list too, but Jimmy John's, on the other hand, has delicious bread, a little bit too much mayonnaise, and so because of the too much mayonnaise, it's better than Arby's. I had to put it at C tier as well. And the reason is Arby's has those delicious French fries, which we love. And Jimmy John's doesn't have French fries, as we all know. But Jimmy John's has the better subs for sure. They're pretty delicious. Way too much mayonnaise, but that bread is damn good. But without French fries, I have to keep it at C tier. Now, I will say, if there was a place that sold Arby's French fries and Jimmy John's subs, we'd probably be looking at A tier. Honestly. But to each on their own, I have to go C tier. Unfortunately, hamburgers and Whoopier I've also never been to. Believe it or not, I have one, in my town. But I have never been there. And so, again, I don't want to speak out of turn on any of these things. Now, this next one's kind of weird. I don't necessarily know if I agree with Auntie Anne's being a part of this tier list. Kind of weird, but Auntie Anne's is going to be D tier. I'm not crazy about, it's only available in the mall. And, when I'm shopping, I don't know. I don't necessarily need cinnamon pretzels. So I'm going to put Auntie Anne's in the... Now, let me be honest and be clear. They are delicious pretzels. They're some of the best pretzels you can get. It's just not my favorite food. I'd rather like a pretzel from a ball game. You know what I mean? Not that I'm going to ball games all the time. But if I'm getting like a pretzel, it's not necessarily a cinnamon one. It's going to be a salty one, and I think I want one from a ball game. Boston Market. Delicious. B tier. It's only B tier because I want to be cautious. I don't want to give everybody the A and the S tier too soon. And quite frankly, I don't think it's A or S tier. I think B tier is very fair for a Boston Market. It's almost like a Thanksgiving dinner, which Thanksgiving dinner is probably B tier. Let's be honest. I mean, it's fun, it's cool, it's like a nice gimmick, but it's not necessarily the best food. I don't think. It is delicious. Boston Market B tier. All right. Chick-fil-A. I have to say it. It's S tier, and we were all thinking it. We all know it. It's Sunday while I'm recording this. Otherwise, it's probably what I would want after this stream, frankly. It's delicious. It's fresh. And here's the thing that's so good about it. And I won't decide my personal favorite until the end, but it's S tier. It's certainly in the running, just like the other S tiers. They're polite. They are consistent. Wildly fucking consistent. That's what I love about Chick-fil-A. So fucking good. So Chick-fil-A, S tier. This next one is an interesting one. So this next one is Burger King. So why I think that Burger King is interesting is Burger King was early on in the plant-based meat. So they had the Impossible Whopper, way before anybody else. McDonald's doesn't even come out with their McPlant yet. And I'll tell you what, I was vegetarian for about, 6 months or so. And I went to Burger King a few times during that period, and it is not the same, but it is just as fucking good. And if you like plant-based food, or you're eating plant-based, I certainly recommend you give it a try. So Burger King, A tier. A tier for Burger King, primarily because they have that plant-based food. It has that kind of char grill that you wouldn't normally get from a veggie burger, which I love. Almost gives it it really does make it taste like meat. And I think their fries are good. Not as good as some of the other fries that'll make it on this list. Certainly not as good as Arby's fries, as we mentioned. I don't think they're as good as Chick-fil-A fries. But because of that plant-based burger, we're going A tier. Checkers, A tier. And again, we're talking about the French fries. I will say there are three types of French fries that I make in my own house. 1, homemade. I'll cut up potatoes and make them myself. 2, frozen Arby's French fries. And 3, a fucking Checkers French fry. I recommend them all. I love Checkers French fries. I don't know what that seasoning is. Is it like Lowry's effectively? But whatever seasoning they put on those fucking French fries is so damn good. Chipotle. S tier. I would say of the fast food restaurants on this list, Chipotle is the one that I eat the most. One of my favorite pastimes is the Bachelor or Bachelorette and some Chipotle. It's a match made in heaven. I highly recommend it. Speaking of which, it's Sunday, June 6th while I'm recording this. I don't know when this video is going to come out, but it is the day before Katie's season of Bachelorette, and we'll certainly be talking about it on stream. Excited to see her journey, but we'll be eating Chipotle right along with it. Another great example of a place that was ahead of the curve on plant-based meat with their sofritas. They are fucking delicious. We're back to eating meat here, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'll never get sofritas again. Those sofritas are damn delicious, and I highly recommend them. Love the chips, delicious guacamole. Only one thing that'll probably that could, and I won't say that it will, but that could prevent Chipotle from being S tier or from being personal favorite, is that queso just leaves a little bit to be desired. You know what I mean? It's just not quite so good. So Chipotle, S tier, certainly in the running for my personal favorite. But we'll decide that at the end. Cinnabon is going to be with Auntie Anne's. I think I've kind of already spoken for Cinnabon. It seems like the same kind of idea. I would love, they should think about putting an Auntie Anne's, and maybe they do in to sporting arenas. Because like I said, being at a ball game, eating a pretzel, it just sounds fun. It sounds damn delicious. Dairy Queen, D tier. And the only reason it's getting D tier is not because of its food, but it's because of its ice cream. I don't think I've ever had food from Dairy Queen before, and if I hadn't had their ice cream, I would have to put it in the question mark tier. But because I've had their ice cream before, and they do the blizzard, they flip it upside down. It's nice and fucking secure in there. I love a thick, creamy ice cream, and that's what they have. So Dairy Queen, D tier. Can't put it any higher just because I haven't had their food. Can't speak to their French fries at all. And I will say it doesn't look good. You know what I mean? If you're at a Dairy Queen and you see that they have regular food on the menu, I don't know. It just doesn't look that good. So Dairy Queen, D tier. Dunkin' Donuts, B tier. And it's only, it is their coffee. It's a few things that are delicious at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what? Dunkin' Donuts, A tier. Because this is one of the first ones on this list, outside of the ones that are already up here. Look at all these. They're not consistent across the board. Dunkin' Donuts is consistent across the board. Let's talk it through. Their coffee's delicious. They have the best creamer. Not that I use a bunch of creamer. They have some of the best iced coffee. I know people in college that swore by Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee. It's the only way they were able to get through the day. I like a hot coffee, but their coffee, their cream, their fucking hash browns are so good. So good. And I'll tell you this, I went to Dunkin' Donuts the other day, and usually they give you 5 or 6 hash browns. I mean strictly. But I went into this Dunkin' Donuts, and I swear to God, there must have been 10 to 12 hash browns in there. It was delicious. Ate them all. Dunkin' Donuts, A tier. They also have a delicious chicken sandwich, believe it or not. And they have like these Go wraps that are delicious. So Dunkin' Donuts, A tier. Five Guys, S tier. Best burger in the world. Their French fries, they're greasy, but they're hand cut. They're delicious. And I love, what I love is I love places that have peanuts. So I'm a big fan of Texas Roadhouse. Love their peanuts. And here we are, Five Guys S tier. They have peanuts at the front. They have delicious burgers. They taste fresh as shit. I'm getting to the next one now, but I have to say Five Guys best burger, which means that In-N-Out, I'm sorry to say, is B tier. Now my state just got an In-N-Out a few months ago. Haven't gotten to check it out yet, but goddamn, does it. Listen, I might have to revisit In-N-Out at another point, but right now it's going to A tier is where I should have put it. But it's not Five Guys, and so for that reason, it's sticking at A tier, not quite in the S tier category yet. Jersey Mike's, C tier. D tier. We're putting it below Arby's because, again, here's the thing here. At Arby's, delicious French fries, mediocre subs. At Jimmy John's, delicious subs, no French fries. At Jersey Mike's, mediocre subs, no French fries. It's hard to put them any higher than Arby's or Jimmy John's. And so for that reason, they have to be D tier. KFC, A tier. When I was a kid, I don't know if they still have them, but they used to have these like mashed potato chicken bowls. And it would be mashed potatoes, chicken, cheese, all this stuff on top. It was almost like Chipotle before Chipotle was a thing. I don't know if they still have them, but another place that has, great family packs. If you want to get a lot of food at once. Delicious chicken, KFC, A tier. Subway, D tier. I already talked about it with Jersey Mike's. Mediocre subs. I like the meatball sub there. The chicken teriyaki sub I used to get a lot of, but it's just not good enough to be more than D tier. And you know what's weird about Subway? I think everybody will agree with this. There's a smell to Subway. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a bad smell. It's you know what it is. It's the dough. It's the dough being cooked. And they do have good bread. The Italian herbs and cheese bread is good. But unfortunately for me, Subway D tier. Krispy Kreme, B tier. And here's why. It's a little bit hit or miss. Now, I'm glad that Krispy Kreme is doing free donuts for people that are vaccinated. I think it's a cool idea, and I think we could all use a free donut. You know what I mean? Here and there. But at the same time, I don't know if I agree with it necessarily being on the fast food tier list. Dunkin' Donuts at least has coffee and other food and stuff. I know Krispy Kreme has coffee. I've never had it, but it's just donuts. You know what I mean? I know we have Auntie Anne's and Cinnabon on here, and I guess Krispy Kreme has a drive-thru. All right, I'm an idiot. It's a fast food place. I'm sorry, but it's still B tier because if you go to Krispy Kreme and that motherfucking sign is on of hot fresh donuts, it's just the best. We'd love a hot fresh donut. Now, if you go and the donuts are kind of cold, you might as well just go to 7-Eleven and grab a Krispy Kreme donut from there. And because of that kind of hit or miss, I'm putting it at B tier. El Pollo Loco, I don't know enough to say. I'm putting it here. Long John Silver's. This is going to surprise folks. A tier. I'm going to tell you a story. One time I went to the beach. Had a hotel on the beach, and I proceeded to spend the entire time in the hotel in a hotel room with my two friends. Shout out to Austin and Christian. And we watched movies and sat literally in the pitch black dark of our hotel room. And I had Long John Silver's. I kid you not. We got there in the morning. I had Long John Silver's for lunch, for dinner, for lunch, and for dinner again. I had Long John Silver's 4 times in a row. 4 meals in a row. And I would have had it 5 if we had still been in the hotel. But we left after lunch that day. Long John Silver's, A tier. It's not quite S tier. It's not going to be a personal favorite. But hey, look at what else is on A tier and tell me that Long John Silver's doesn't deserve to be there. This one's going to be controversial, but McDonald's, S tier. Best French fries in the world. Their sandwiches are delicious. They're coming out with a plant-based burger. They used to have a dollar menu, which used to be delicious. I mean, there's nothing better than a McGangbang back in the day. $1 for a McDouble, $1 for a McChicken, $1 for a small fry, $1 for a large Diet Coke. Are you kidding me? $4. They had the 4 for 4 before the 4 for 4 was even a thing. McDonald's is trailblazers. McDonald's is delicious. And yes, you might have to do some research and find out which McDonald's is the best in your area. But I know a few of you out there are shaking your heads, yes, because you've found your McDonald's. You've found the best McDonald's. S tier, and just as on par with these other three to be my personal favorite. Panda Express, C tier. You know what I mean? It's okay, but if you're going to get Chinese food, just go to your local Chinese place. It's not more expensive than Panda Express. They probably deliver for free. And you're going to get better food. Yeah, you don't know what's in it, but we've all been there. We've all been to Panda Express, and it's just not the same. Go to your local Chinese food restaurant and get that. Don't waste your money at Panda Express. You know what? F tier. F tier for Panda Express. F tier. It's fine, but it's just not worth it. And I think all these other places, you know, there's economies of, you know, they're providing something extra. McDonald's, Five Guys, Chick-fil-A, they're cheaper than if you could go to a real restaurant that is, you know, really good at it. But Panda Express, it just doesn't deserve it. Speaking of peas, Panera Bread. I'm going to give it a B tier, and here's why. Their food's delicious. Their mac and cheese is some of the best in the land. I love Panera mac and cheese. It is damn delicious. But the issue with Panera is it's just too fucking expensive. I mean, you can go to Panera and you can get a sandwich and a mac and cheese, and it's going to cost you like $15. And I think that's inappropriate. I will say there was this one time when I was in college, and Panera was like, you know, this is years ago, so nobody had really heard of online ordering or quick ordering, and so they had these little kiosks at the front. They were like little iPads. And if you ordered on an iPad, they gave you a free cookie. And honestly, I think we can all agree, we're all playing RuneScape. It was preferable for me to just use the machine rather than talking to a person. So not only did I not have to talk to the Panera Bread person, I also got a free cookie out of the deal. So that era of Panera was good. Now they're doing like, you know, all you can drink coffee or something. It's okay. And the food is delicious, just a little bit overpriced for my taste. And that's what plopped it down in B tier. As far as their just food were concerned, if it was a few bucks cheaper, they probably would have snuck into A tier. But because of the price of their food, I had to put them in B tier. Popeyes, putting it right here with KFC. Just as good. Delicious. Delicious. I mean, hey, I wish Zaxby's was on this list because Zaxby's would be S tier. Let the record show. But it is delicious. I love Popeyes. I love biscuits. I love them. I love biscuits so much. I love chicken. I love chicken biscuits. You know, we don't have Zaxby's on this list. We don't have Bojangles on this list. So if Popeyes has to represent, you know, that kind of place, it's A tier for me, right next to KFC. You know, just as good as the OG. But do wish those other two were on this list. Quiznos. Quiznos, I have to put D tier too. We've talked about it a lot. I don't need to bring it up anymore. Quiznos is a D tier because they don't have French fries and their subs are just okay. I haven't been to Raising Cane's either. Apologies for that. So I have to put that in the question mark bucket. But I've heard good things. I actually knew somebody who worked there, so I'll touch base with her and maybe we'll put it into a tier at another point. Interesting one here, Sonic. Believe it or not, I used to be a car hop, one of those guys that skates around and has their little 4 skates and delivers you food. I used to do that. In fact, I used to do tricks. One time, I was working at Sonic and I wanted to do a trick, so I came out to the car and I did a spin. And when I spun, I kind of got tangled up in my feet and I fell. I saved every item and I got right back up and I said, "Here's your food." And I actually made pretty good money. I was like 16 years old, and on like a Saturday, I would make like $60 in tips, which for a 16-year-old, that's like a video game. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. So Sonic, as far as their food is concerned, I'm going to put a B tier. But here's what I will say. I've worked there, and I can trust that one Sonic. I would trust Sonic. They care about their quality of their food. They have ice cream. They have hot dogs. What other fast food place has a hot dog? Not any of these places as far as I know. They have chili cheese dogs. They have so much options at Sonic. Not just ice cream, not just food. They have that water thing that my girlfriend loves. I forget what it's called. It's B tier. It's B tier, and here's the thing that holds them back a little bit. I like that they have a lot of options, and I know I'm giving them, a lot of credit for that, but the issue kind of is, at a certain point, maybe it's too many options. At a certain point, it's what do you specialize in? Are you good at burgers? Are you good at hot dogs? Are you good at tater tots? Yes. Are you good at French fries? What are you good at? What's your specialty? What am I coming here to get? I'm a major fan of you got to come in and you got to get what they say. You know what I mean? If you're at an Italian restaurant, you get wine and you get whatever their recommended is. What's the dish you're known for? What's the dish Sonic is known for? And for that reason, they're B tier. Steak and Shake, right up there with Sonic, B tier. Delicious. They're a steak burger. You know what the thing about Steak and Shake that I like is, and that frustrates me about McDonald's. McDonald's, the prices keep going up, but Steak and Shake, $4. All these meals for $4. For years, for decades, they've been selling it for $4. Steak and Shake, B tier. Taco Bell, S tier. Yes, I said it. Yes, I said S tier for Taco Bell, but it's fucking good. And you know what I'll say about Taco Bell too? Is that they've had vegetarian options forever. You can get anything at Taco Bell with black beans on it. You can get anything at Taco Bell with potatoes on it, I'm pretty sure. And they're coming out with plant-based meat and more potato stuff. They have this nacho thing. It's just good. They have the breeze thing. I don't remember what it's called. The Baja Blast. People love a Baja Blast. S tier for Taco Bell. Wendy's, C tier. It's a good burger. Why is it square? That's all I have to say. This one's gonna anger some people, I think. What a burger. B tier. It's good. It's a good burger. I hear a lot of good things about their honey butter chicken biscuit, and I get it. It's tasty. It's a tasty biscuit. White Castle. A tier. No. A tier. And here's why. Harold and Kumar made a movie out of it, and it was hilarious. I got these small little burgers. So if you're ever feeling like you want to eat 10 cheeseburgers, you can. It's pretty doable. And so for that reason, I had to put White Castle at A tier. Which I'm actually going to pop up with Arby's and Jimmy John's. Because Which actually has a very good sandwich. They have a good selection. I just saw that Zaxby's is on this list. So I have to put Which in C tier. Zaxby's S tier. S tier on Zaxby's. It's better than Popeyes. It's better than KFC's. Bojangles isn't on this list, but it's better than that. It is the best chicken. If you're ever in Tallahassee, go to Guthrie's. That's the best chicken, but I didn't expect Guthrie's to be on this list. But Zaxby's is so delicious. Glad it's on this list. Zaxby's S tier. That's everything. So now it's the moment that you've all been waiting for. My personal favorite. It's coming from this S tier. And I have to say it. It's an easy decision. When you're thinking about fast food and you're thinking about the best fast food, there's no other answer than Chick-fil-A. That's it. That's the fast food tier list. Listen, I get it. Some of this was controversial. And I understand. But I have to speak my mind here. And I think I would be doing you guys a disservice if I didn't tell the truth. So here it is. Remember it. If you're ever wondering, hey, what does Yellow Marigold like to eat from fast food? This is it. I'm going to go finish some Temperos. Hopefully get the pet. Thank you for stopping by. We'll talk to you soon.